It is an honor. It's a real honor. I've never had such an honor in my entire life like this. I'm beyond words, to be honest with you. I've been with him for a long time, you know. I've been with the E.P.A.D from day one. Since it first started, I've been there. I wasn't even an elderly when it first came in there. But when I told all the boys, all the fellas about my whole situation, there was real understanding. And they let me in. And it's been a match made in heaven ever since. You know, I did everything when they first started out. I still do everything. But I really did everything back then. You name it, I did it. Patrol car, dispatch, you name it, I did it. I went to the schools, I talked to the kids. I did everything. I was a true believer. But even back then, I could tell what the E.P.A.D was. I tell you, it's not the same organization. Not in any way, shape, or form. Not today, no way, no how. When the E.P.A.D first started out, it wasn't no different than any other ragtag citizens on patrol. Just a bunch of old busybodies. Can't do nothing. Can't solve a crime. Can't stop a crime. It's not like today. No, sir. Now E.P.A.D is the most powerful non-government agency in America. They've over 5,000 arrests in just the last 2 years alone. This would have never happened. It wasn't until a couple other guys like myself, a couple other like-minded individuals like George and Stanley and Herman, a couple other guys. Well, actually, it wasn't until we got the gumshoe. That's when things really started to make a change. But to my own credit, I had a lot to do with it. My actions at that skate park that day, that's what really got this whole kit and caboodle in motion. Because if that never happened, I don't think E.P.A.D would still be here. It wouldn't be what it is today, that's for goddamn sure. No, I got the ball rolling in motion. I let everyone know that someone would take action, and I did. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I tell you, those goddamn punks. I'll tell you about it if you want to hear it. Yeah, it was a Monday. It was just like every other Monday. I pulled in that skate park. It was around noon. Used to always comb that skate park. Middle of the day looking for kids playing hooky. A lot of them high school kids and them middle schoolers, they try to skip school and they go hang out at that skate park, think it's real cool. Well, I put a stop to that. So I pulled in there and it was empty as usual. I sat back and started enjoying my Kona pistachio ice cream. I used to always have a Kona pistachio with me. I really love that stuff. I can't eat it anymore now. The doctor says my blood sugar's too high. I can't eat the ice cream anymore. But I was sitting there, and lo and behold, what did I see? I saw 3 scum buckets. They were sitting behind one of them skateboard ramps. I seen them clear as day. So I got out my binoculars and I called in radio. I called in dispatch, told them to keep on standby. Don't be ready, because you're probably going to need to call Johnny Law, because I was looking at these punks. And I noticed that one of them didn't even have a skateboard, so he had no business being there. He wasn't even a skateboarder. So I was watching these 3 little punks real close to my binoculars. And they eventually saw me too. And I was looking real close at the ringleader, and he was the one making a big deal about. I realized I'd seen that little punk before, that little dope pushing punk. I knew who he was. I had a run-in with him before. And I knew we were gonna have problems that day. I tell you, the way I think and the way I look back at it now, I felt like just like one of them old sheriffs in those movies I love, all those old westerns. It felt like it was Gary Cooper or Gene Autry. And these punks, they were just some low-life cowboys, some outlaws that needed to be taught a lesson. And I was happy to do so, I tell you. And I could see those little punks all laughing at me, pointing at my car, making some little smarmy comments about me. It really started to make my blood boil. I got in my patrol car real smooth and calm. I thought I was just like one of those old sheriffs in one of those classic westerns getting off his trusty old steed. It was like me in my patrol car, and I got out. I gave him the 1,000-yard stare. Real cool, calm. They were just like a bunch of punk cowboys, like a bunch of rotten outlaws. They needed to be rousted out of town, and I was gonna do it. I was real cool and calm. I was just like one of those old sheriffs in one of those films, I tell you. And those punks came up to me first, and they started with me. Remember that little punk one without the skateboard, the one I had problems with before? He said, "You gonna arrest me?" Starts asking me if I'm gonna arrest him. It really started to make me angry.
You gonna arrest me?
So you know what I told him? I said, "Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna arrest you. You're against city ordinance. You're here loitering. This is a skate park. Where's your skateboard?" I let him know you're against town ordinance right now, and it's within my rights to grant you a citizen's arrest. I told him right then and there, he better leave that park immediately, or I was gonna give him a citizen's arrest. I said it politely. Politely, I said it. I told him, I said, "You have to leave this skate park now, or I'm gonna make you leave, and you ain't gonna like it." I was in my legal right to perform a citizen's arrest on him, and I damn sure was gonna do it. I would detain him until the police arrived if he didn't start acting right, start listening to what I had to say. I tell you, I felt just like old John Wayne or Jimmy Stewart, one of them guys. He's getting mocked. He's a lawman getting mocked by these punk cowboys. Because they won't be laughing soon. My philosophy with E.P.A.D, same with the fellas. We knew how to beat these punks. We knew how to beat these dope pushers. We just took it one step forward. Whatever they want to bring to the table, we'll take it one step further. You want to come at me with a fist fight, I'm going to bring a knife. You bring a knife, I'll bring a gun. You bring a gun, I'll bring a machine gun with a grenade. Whatever you got, whatever you want to bring, I'll bring it. I'll bring more. I'll take you out, you punk. You dope peddling punk. And you know what that smarmy little punk did? He told me he ain't gonna leave. He was laughing at me. He said, I'm not gonna leave. What are you gonna do about it? Come and arrest me. Come and arrest me is what a little prick said. Smarmy little bastard. It's like he had a goddamn obnoxious little smirk permanently etched on his fucking face, that little prick. The way I saw it at this point, I had no choice. He was challenging my authority as lead patrolman for E.P.A.D, and I wasn't gonna take that. I put up my hands, and I said clear as anything, I don't want to hurt you. Yeah, I started coming at that punk, and I kept repeating myself over, and I said, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. And I had my fists up, and he knew I wasn't playing games then. He wasn't laughing anymore. Oh, Mr. Tough Guy, well, he wasn't so tough then. He started running away like a little coward. Every time I got near him, he'd run away like a little chicken shit. And I saw his little punk friend. Yeah, that little chicken shit punk, his little friend. He thought it was real funny a minute or two ago, laughing at me in my patrol car, but he wasn't laughing now. No, he looked real scared. So I decided to make him a little more. I wanted names. I wanted him now, so I got that little punk and I screamed right in his ear. I said, give me your ID now, Buster! I told him straight up, Buster Brown, give me your ID. I looked at a little punk. I could see he was shaking. I could see he was holding back tears. You could see his whole eyeballs were just covered in wetness. You could see he was ready to just start crying. So I really ripped into him. I got as close to his ear as I could get, and I screamed. I said, ID Junior, now! And that was when he started crying his goddamn eyes out. It was like a little baby. It was like a pathetic little baby just crying his eyes out. And that was his little punk friend. He started stepping up to me then. He started getting real tough. Told me he didn't like the way I was talking to his brother. Well, I didn't know it was his brother, that little punk. But he started coming at me in a real threatening tone. And I looked at him holding that skateboard. And I told him right then and there, you better drop that weapon. And I wasn't so polite this time. When I tried talking to him earlier, I was polite. Not anymore, I wasn't. That's a deadly weapon. All he had to do was pull the hammer back. Just like a revolver. By pulling the hammer back, I mean, all he had to do was lift those arms up and he could have swung that thing at me. And it was a deadly weapon. He could have killed me and I wasn't going to have that. I let him know, you better drop that. I'm going to take out your eye. Do you think he dropped it? Oh, no, sirree. No, he didn't. And I gave him one more chance. I said, drop the weapon now, Junior. He didn't. I gave him a straight right in his nose, knuckle sandwich. Well, actually, it was like half my fist hit him in the nose and the other half hit him in his mouth. It was a good shot. And I remember I said, drop the weapon! Drop the weapon! He still didn't drop that weapon. So I gave him another one, straight right in the kisser. He was a bloody mess. I gave that little punk 3 or 4 choices and he didn't make the right one. He left me no choice. I don't think that little punk had ever been punched in his whole life the way he reacted to. He's a total crybaby and sniveling little coward. I grabbed him by his collar, I grabbed him by his scruff of his shirt and I said, you better drop that weapon, punk. And I remember his little punk brother, he's screaming hysterically at me. And I got a real short fuse. I was seeing red. I don't know what was going on. They tell me he dropped that skateboard. I don't know. I don't know if he dropped it. I don't think he did. He wasn't answering me right. So I gave him another one. I gave him another knuckle sandwich right in the kisser. And he was a bloody mess. And that's when my punk brother said, get off my brother. And he got up close to me in a real threatening manner. And it was close enough for me to get my hands on him. That's what I did. And I let him have it too, the little punk. And he just covered up like a... And I just let him swing, man. I just let them fist up fly on a little punk. He laid in the ground, he covered up like a ball, like a baby. And I just let him have it. And he was trying to protect himself, but they was getting through. I gave that punk a nice shiner. I found out it was his birthday the next day. I gave him a nice present for his birthday, nice big shiner. Yeah, but that other one, that one that started this whole problem, he's over there screaming like a banshee, a fucking punk. He's over there hooting and hollering like he's Mr. Tough Guy, and every time I get near him, he'd run away like a little coward. And boy, my heart was beating so fast that I thought I was gonna have a heart attack, I tell you. But I had to get that punk. He was the one I was after, and I was gonna get him. But every time I tried to get close to him, that little punk would run away, so I started thinking about it. I realized what I could do to him. I knew what I could do. I saw one of their skateboards standing next to me. Well, a minute or two before that, I'd seen another skateboard. I was so angry, I stomped on the thing right down the middle, broke it in half. And they stood up one more skateboard. I knew what I was gonna do. I went to that little coward punk, that little runaway chicken shit. I said, you want your skateboard? You want your skateboard? He knew what I was up to. He said, drop the skateboard, drop the skateboard. And I already had my plan, I did. I threw that skateboard about 3 or 4 feet in front of me. I said, pick it up, you punk. I had that brand new pepper spray. I'd never used it before, and I've been dying to use that thing. Here was my chance. He was real worried about me. He went down and picked that skateboard, and he was looking at me the whole time. Right when he got to his lowest point on his knees, I pulled that pepper spray out of my pocket and I let him have it. Oh man, and boy did I get him good too. Boy, oh boy. He started trying to run away like an idiot. It was hilarious. I was on him like flies on shit, that punk, and I let him have it. He could run away real fast when he could see. You take away a man's vision, there's not much you can do then. I gave that kid the walloping of his goddamn life, I did. He's lucky, it could have been worse. And I tell you what, for all the trouble, all the publicity, it was worth every bit of it. I got those goddamn dope pushers out of the park. But I got something even better. In our situation, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And we got a lot of it. We was on news stations and everything. It split the whole town in two. Half the town sided with me and the E.P.A.D, and the other half, well, they sided with the dope pushers. But I tell you, that whole thing, that's what got this ball in motion. Because that's when that's when we got together. We decided that we was going to start kicking ass. And that's what we've been doing ever since. And you can see the whole change now in Northern California. It's one of the safest places you could be in America. It wasn't that way till E.P.A.D came around. But we got a long way to go. And we're going to get there. We're going to put every dope pusher behind bars, and we're going to get them dead. That's my philosophy. My biggest hero is that Chinese guy, the one that started up Taiwan, that Chiang Kai-shek. Once he got into power in China, he told all those dope addicts, he said, you got a long way to clean yourself up. If you're still pushing dope or you're doing dope, I'm gonna blow your brains out. And that's what he did. The only good dope addict is a dead dope addict. And that's what the E.P.A.D does. We kill dopers dead. And if you're a doper, your days are numbered.
E.P.A.D.